Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing with some cooler conditions out there this morning behind that cold front that pushed through the area last night and seeing sunny conditions this morning. We will see overall generally a fairly nice and seasonable weather day today. Slightly cooler than average high temperatures. We will see some slightly breezy conditions and some additional clouds building in, particularly as we get into the afternoon with a chance of possibly seeing a wind advisory at times this afternoon as well. If we take a look at our current surface analysis, high pressure building into our north and periphery of that in control over the forecast here with dry conditions behind that boundary and that high pressure helping to bring in that onshore flow that we'll see as we move through the day today, bringing in some low level moisture and cloud cover. Very slight chance we see a sprinkle, but generally looking at dry conditions today. And we'll see this high pressure in control as we move through the remainder of the week before that unsettled conditions move in with that coastal low expected to develop mid to late weekend. Current conditions this morning, seeing a few clouds at 5,000 feet and a few clouds at 25,000 feet. Winds out of the north at 5 knots. Temperature 51 degrees. Relative humidity is at 80%. Taking a look at our current visible satellite, we see there's mainly clear skies across the area. A few clouds are there off the coast, but we'll see some additional cloud cover as mentioned as we move through the day today. Looking at the high resolution model, we'll see as we move through the day mainly dry conditions, but you'll see the model indicate some light reflectivity here pushing through during the afternoon time frame. That's mainly picking up on some cumulus cloud cover expected to develop and fill in as we move through our afternoon hours as that slightly breezy onshore flow develops. A few brighter peaks of reflectivity being simulated here, so that's going to indicate that very slight chance of a brief sprinkle, but again, not really expecting that to happen, or nor will it be very impactful if it does occur. Mainly just seeing some slightly breezy conditions. Could see that slight chance of a wind advisory during the afternoon hours and to the first part of the evening. But overall, we'll see a brief break in the clouds as we move into the first part of the evening, and then clouds building back in once again as we move into the start of the day on Friday. We'll keep those clouds around through much of the day on Friday. Slightly less breezy, but still a breezy onshore flow for the day Friday, with mostly cloudy conditions going to keep those temperatures slightly below average, but fairly quiet weather overall to round out the week. And as we move into the weekend, we'll start to see an increase in the reflectivity here coming in on the model, particularly as we get later in the day on Saturday. That's coming together as that area of low pressure develops off the southeast coast, and generally getting better agreement that that's going to start tracking northward as we move through the day Saturday, bringing in some good chance of some scattered light rain showers, particularly late in the day Saturday, and we'll start to see those winds on the increase with that onshore flow continuing Saturday. But we'll see the main impacts from that system overnight Saturday and more so into Sunday and Monday, so we'll cover that as we get into the 10 a.m. briefing later this morning. For now, looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we're starting off with green conditions. We'll see those winds shifting onshore out of the northeast, peaking at 9 to 14 knots sustained, and those peak gusts up around 23 knots as we move into the afternoon. So we do introduce a yellow risk for those winds above 25 knots, with a chance of seeing that wind advisory at times during the afternoon hours, but generally seeing that high temperature up around 66 degrees, so below our average high for this time of year. But as we go into the evening, we'll see a brief break in the clouds, and we'll see those winds calming down. It's going to allow temperatures to cool down to around 52 degrees for our Friday morning low, and that's pretty seasonable for this time of year, but we'll continue to see those clouds building back in with ceiling developing this afternoon around 3,000 feet, and then we'll see that break for a while, and then a ceiling once again developing likely around 3,000 feet as we move through the early morning hours of Friday. Tides are running slightly above normal with the onshore flow developing, and we'll see nice conditions as mentioned for Friday, mostly cloudy to overcast, slightly cooler with a high of 65 degrees. We'll keep that onshore breeze, but overall expecting green conditions for our weather risk that continues into Friday evening, as we'll continue to see mainly cloudy conditions with an onshore breeze, low expected around 58 degrees with the clouds and breeze, keeping those temperatures from falling too low. Then a more seasonable day Temperatures back up in the upper 60s to around 70 for Saturday. We'll see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions once again, and then we'll start to introduce that good chance of some scattered light rain showers, particularly as we get later in the day or as the day progresses and that developing low gradually starts to move northward. So keeping an orange risk for that precip probability there, and we'll see slightly breezy conditions through much of the day with things becoming breezier late in the day. So a yellow risk for wind advisory chance as we move through the day on Saturday. And then as mentioned, we'll see conditions start to really deteriorate as we go overnight Saturday and more so into the Sunday to Monday time frame. So that's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.